It's here, and here's how I achieved the handstand. I walk you through my personal experience, including the steps that I took, the tips, and advice that I give to myself if I start from zero once again. So throughout the process, I have went through 5 phases: back to wall, chest to wall, balancing, kicks up, and finally handstand attempts. At the beginning, I didn't have much experience with the skill, or even zero, I would say. I didn't look out to any exact tutorials on YouTube, but I know one thing for sure. Before attempting any skill, I need to prepare my body for that skill first. The handstand has been 6 leads throughout my body chain:
the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, the core, the knees, and the ankles.
On my wrist, since I start learning on the floor, have a strong wrist is a must, because I will have to endure a ton of pressure by carrying 100% of my body weight. Same thing for my elbow. It should be strong enough to maintain a straight arm position. Last, for my shoulder, it needs to be strong and mobile, because a good handstand will need to be looked as straight as possible. Fail to do so would be likely to be caused by limited shoulder mobility. And that's all that I focused at the beginning of my journey. You might ask, I thought you mentioned 6. Why was there only 3 over there? Yes, you're right. And that's was my first big mistake. I thought that since it's a handstand, the arm should be the main focus, not the abs, legs, or ankles. If you're learning handstand, please also focus on your abs, knees, and the ankle as well. Because eventually it did come back to me and I had to spend time working on that one. Either way, the first milestone was to be able to hold the back to wall handstand for at least 30 seconds. The exercise would help me get familiar with being upside down and strengthen my arms to be able to support 100% of my body weight. So at the beginning, I struggled to breathe normally and my arms were shaking. Maximum time were only about 15 seconds. Not bad for a starter, but probably because I was trained beginner. After 2 weeks, my body seemed to adapt to the position and I can hold 30 seconds fairly easy. So everybody is different. For some it might take only 1 to 2 weeks. For some it can take months if the individual has complete zero training experience. The time frame is not the matter here. Instead, I think we should take as much time as we need to build a solid base at the beginning so we can confidently move on to the next progression. For 30-second chest wall handstand would be my next milestone in this journey. I would say it's not a big of a challenge for me, but I did have hard time practicing it. The main reason was because I was feared I might fall forward on my neck without support of the wall. I didn't even have a proper bailout technique at this time, so it was somewhat a risky exercise. I think I should have learned the bailout technique first before even attempt to the chest to wall handstand, since it would give me more confidence so I could focus more on my form. I did learn how to bail out in the same period 2 weeks later, so it would not that much of a big deal. But if you want to progress faster, learn bail technique first, then move on to the chest to wall handstand. I gradually ease myself into the position by increasing the gap between the chest and the wall to ensure safety and reduce the gaps as I progress. After another 2 weeks, I can hold it for 30 seconds. Even so, I still fear of the exercise from time to time. This exercise increases my overall body alignment awareness. Besides increasing my upper body strength, it's a must-have exercise to help overcome fear, which would happen way more often as I move on to learn how to balance. After 1 month of smooth training, I thought I can learn handstand in no time, and balancing would be another piece of cake. Well, I was humbled. Humbled was an understatement, to be honest, as it cost me months of training. The goal was fairly simple: balancing without the support of the wall for at least 5 seconds. From the chest to wall handstand, I start to practice finger press. The exercise is to learn how to regain balance in case I'm falling forward. This one really wear on my wrist very quickly, but I got used to it after 2 months of doing the same kind of movement again and again. Within that same month, I alternate between balancing work with these 2 exercises.
The first one was wall single leg handstand. I didn't have much success with this one, but I did have fun with it. Sometimes I got a bit of balance and success here and there, but overall it didn't contribute much to my progress, so I decided to get rid of it. The second exercise was back to wall handstand finger press. Same thing with chest to wall. I just thought working on both sides would be better. I didn't get much results from it and feel like I was relying too much on the wall, so I get rid of it as well.
And I was just getting bored with my progress and want to switch it up. Please stick to your program as much as possible. Switching up and down was definitely a bad solution, since handstand is heavily skill-focused movement. Our brain needs to learn and adapt, so switching exercise too frequent would harm the program. At the same time, I was hesitated to move on because I want a perfect balance using support by wall before moving on. What I should have done is to neglect the mindset that I have to fully achieve progression perfectly before moving on to the next one, especially apply for the skill like handstand. But instead, move on to the next one. The form will be sloppy and not aesthetically pleasing. And that's the part of the training. We try, we fail, and we adjust from it. Perfectionism killed my progress detrimentally, and it's a very hard-learned lesson. Too frustrated with my progress, I thought I was going nowhere, so I decided to move on to practicing kicking ups using walls. My legs are exhausted so quick that I realized I need to start training my legs seriously. But that's for another day. The workouts is simple at that time, kicks until failure, because I need endurance, not necessary strength for my kick-ups. In the meantime, I'm still working on my balance, hoping that I finally achieve it one day. Another month passed by. I thought I kicked enough, but I couldn't hold a wall supported handstand for 5 seconds, but I still decided to move on. So I decided to do some attempts. I would recommend you to find an open place that you can safely practice, like in a park. Falling on dirt and grass would be more sufferable than the floor. To be honest, my goal was not really anything. I just thought maybe stop being a coward and doing some actual handstand might be the solution. If I fail, then so be it. It's not like I have any other option. And the results were shocking. The attempts actually worked. Within that month of doing attempts, there was a lot of fails and errors. But sometimes I did get some small wins like 1 or 2 second handstand. Not much, but I feel like something clicked inside me. So I continue to focus on my balance again. To my surprise, my progress improved much faster. I could feel my body getting better and gradually improve my whole time on wall-supported handstand. For explanation, I think that when you force yourself to practice without support, you start relying on your own abilities instead of relying on the walls. You use more of your arms, your fingers, your body awareness. It's just like swimming. How we're supposed to swim is we keep relying on the floatboard. How are we supposed to learn to fly as a bird if your mom didn't throw you out from the nest 20 meters above the ground? Either way, I got better with my balancing alongside with every benefits I read from being upside down all the time. My shoulder, my elbow, my wrist, all of them got more mobile, stronger and more endure. And after nearly 300 days of practice, I finally get this. My take is, doesn't matter how long days take, just do it. It will get sloppy, it will not look good. You will get frustrated, you will want to give up. But remember, it will finally pay off. All the work that I did, all the fail and errors and trials, they still accumulated to build my strength and condition my body for the moments. I don't think we just one day achieved the goal, but it's the accumulation of the works that we did over time that we didn't see. All of that built up to this moment. However, the journey is not ended yet. Now I got it. I still need to keep practicing to improve it and master the movement. I still spend months and months trying to continue perfecting my handstand. The thing is, the performance will not be the same all the time. Someday I feel great, I can get 15-20 second handstand every attempt. Someday I just fail to get any and feel like I went back to zero once again. But that's fine. In the long run, we will be improving. We will get more and more successful attempts and less fails. And that's the journey we have to embrace. If I feel too exhausted and feel like give up, I just give myself some rest. Sleep is the best for this, trust me. After 1 or 2 days, I came back like a champion. It's just a bad day, and that's it. It doesn't mean you're a failure. We are not machines that can operate at 100% all the time. It's just a bad day. And that's it. That's how I learned the handstand in 1 year. And I still be on the journey to better at doing the handstand. It was so very, very long, you might say. You might see some people do it in 1 week, 1 month, even 1 day. Yeah, actually real, in 1 day. A lot of time I compare myself to them and start to doubt myself. And I still do. But you know what? I realize that none of that matter. Comparison is a sip of joy. Even though I have hard time learning the handstand and was about to give up, a lot of times I did enjoy it, had fun with it, and I still do. And that's all that matters.